Yeah, that was awful. On Thursday night, the Canucks rolled into Nashville for the 5th game of this 5-game road trip. They had started the road trip off 3-0, then lost some players in Washington in that 3rd game, then lost in Pittsburgh because of that 5-1, and finally got to this point against Nashville. Either 4-1 on the road trip or 3-2. Either way, both not bad. But it was pretty bad. I can recap these goals really fast right now and get that out of the way and save us all some time. First of all, Canucks power play stunk, and they gave Ryan O'Reilly a 2-on-1 where he looked off his teammate, shot it past Demko, made it 1-0. Thankfully, 2.5 minutes later, Canucks were hemmed in their own zone a bit, but Linus Karlsson made a nice breakout pass to Max Sasson, who used his speed to get around the Nashville defender in on Saros and put it 5-hole. And just like that, it was 1-1 again. So, tie game, not so bad, going into the 3rd. In the 3rd, the Predators took a shot from the point that leaked through Demko and just barely, dramatically, slowly rolled over the goal line before Marcus Pettersson could get his stick on it and save it. And that made it 2-1. And that's it. They just lost 2-1. This is probably going to be one of my shorter recap videos. And that's partially due to the fact there's not a lot to talk about, but also due to the fact that I already recorded this once, and it sucked. Also, the background's different. It's kind of messing me up. It's messing me up a little bit. The environment is off. It's weird. But don't worry, I'll be back to the other setup soon. This was the best I had. So I'll start with what I liked from this game, and there were a handful of players I liked. Obviously, Demko. Demko stood tall for us. He saved 33 of 35 shots against. He kept us in this game. He gave us a real chance to win this game. I think if Lankinen is in net for this game, we probably lose like 4-1 maybe. But Demko was solid, and he deserved a lot better from the team in front of him. As for skaters, there are not many to like from this game, but I really liked Elias Pettersson. He had that one shift, probably the best shift any Canuck took in this game, where he blocked 3 shots on the same shift and then got the puck out of the zone off that 3rd shot block. That was solid. He was a dog today. I thought he was great. I thought he's been great this season. And then there's the goal scorer, Max Sasson. I didn't really notice him the rest of the game, but, he scored our only goal, so we'll take it. That's his 3rd goal of the season now. That's really great production to have from a guy who started the year in the AHL while all of his friends were in the NHL instead of him. Drew O'Connor, I've spent the past 2 videos ranting about how much I don't like him, but I thought he played pretty well today. I thought he was generating something. I thought he was good on the forecheck. He had a chance to score, and unfortunately, he just doesn't have the touch, but still directed it on net, which is good enough. Maybe one of these will get through one of these days. He set up Aatu Ratu twice on the same shift, and Ratu just wasn't able to score it, which hurt my soul. But yeah, I thought Drew O'Connor was fine today. Good enough, Like, if we get that Drew O'Connor the rest of the season, I'm sure that's fine. And then who did I not like today? Maybe the power play? The power play went 0 for 5 today. They had a minute and a half of 5-on-3 time that they didn't capitalize on. They gave up a shorthanded goal, and they just looked lost out there. And Nashville's penalty kill, credit to them, did look very good. They were aggressive, and when the Canucks face an aggressive penalty kill, they don't know what to do with the puck. They have to rush the puck. They don't make good passes. Nashville definitely had a good game plan going into this on the penalty kill, but still, terrible job by the Canucks. And it bled even into our 6-on-5 at the end of the game. I had said on my story at first intermission that Jake DeBrusk and Connor Garland kind of looked drunk tonight. And on that last play, or one of the last plays, Connor Garland really looked drunk. He had the puck close to the point, and he skated in, and he had a chance to send it down low, or he had a chance to send it up high to the blue line, and instead, he saw a player guarded by 3 Predators in the middle of the ice in the high slot, tried to make a pass to him, despite him being tied up, and the puck was cleared. And he got lucky that there was an icing call, because that would have been the end of the game. We wouldn't have gotten another chance. I have no idea what was going through his mind there. And DeBrusk did not look good. He looked especially bad on the power play. The whole power play looked pretty bad, though. They were out of whack. They just seem uncalibrated right now. Currently, they have a 14.3% power play rate, which is 26th in the league. And you have Quinn Hughes quarterbacking that. That should be a cheat code on the power play. You should be scoring, but Quinn Hughes doesn't look like Quinn Hughes so far. It's been 8 games. I keep thinking, okay, this is the game where he's going to do it. This is the game where he's going to turn into Quinn Hughes. And then he keeps not turning into Quinn Hughes. It's very frustrating. We need him to be his best, or we have no chance, especially with these injuries that we have on offense. Quinn is a defenseman, yes, but he's also our best offensive player, and he needs to be better than he has been. He hasn't looked that solid in the defensive zone either. I don't know what's wrong with him right now, and it's worrying. Then there was Phil Hronik, who didn't know how to hit the puck today. It was weird. He kept fanning on passes. He was fanning on shots. Like, how did he keep doing that? Does he need to put more tape on his stick? What was going on there? Hronik, I thought, was fine defensively today, but anytime he had the puck in the offensive zone, it was like an instant turnover. It was really rough to watch. Brock Besser was inserted back into the Canucks lineup for this game and didn't really provide much of anything. There was a time later in the game where the lines hadn't been working, so Foote mixed it up and put DeBrusk, Pettersson, Besser back out there. That line hasn't worked once yet. I don't know why he keeps thinking, okay, maybe this is the time it works, because it's not going to work. It doesn't work. I saw Kane, Pettersson, Besser out there too, and that's the same problem. You just have 3 slow guys out there. What are they going to do? They're not going to generate anything, and they didn't. I don't really have a lot to say about Evander Kane today. I mean, like, he wasn't good, again, but he wasn't particularly bad. He was very unnoticeable, besides that time where he bowled over 2 Predators players. That was kind of funny. The team is missing Philip Hedl, Jonathan Lekkerimäki, Niels Höglander, and Teddy Bluger. Those aren't our star players. They're important players, though. Our star players, in their absence, need to do more than their jobs to make up for the fact we're missing those players. And right now they're doing less than their jobs. They're not even doing their jobs. They're not scoring. They're not generating enough. They got badly outshot today. They got badly outplayed. They couldn't do anything on the power play, just like they haven't been able to do anything on the power play all year. Something's got to change. They got to lock in. And I am like heavily on team let's make a trade immediately. I like Aatu Räty. I like Max Sasson. I like Archie Bains. I like Linus Karlsson. I like Nils Åman. I don't like all 5 of those guys in the Canucks lineup at the same time. Not enough experience. They're just not quite talented enough all together. Sasson and Karlsson did generate the only Canucks goal today. But having all 5 of these guys in the lineup at the same time, you're not going to get more than 1 goal a game from them. I think we need to trade for someone who's NHL ready, but again, the problem is that I don't know who's even available right now. Is there anyone available? It's so early. We can still be fine if the stars do their jobs. I mean, look at Demko. So far, he's been keeping us in the games. Other than that one game against Edmonton, which was rough, it wasn't his fault though, we were just badly outplayed. He's given us a chance to win games. And a lot of those games we've won. But tonight, he gave us that chance and we couldn't get more than 1 goal. We had 22 shots. We were actually fine with the expected goals battle, but I don't know if I care so much about expected goals in comparison to real goals. A big topic of discussion between last game and this game was the fact that Elias Pettersson had less time on ice 5v5 than all other 3 centers, and that's Räty, that's Sasson, that's Åman. So today he got 20 minutes, and what did he do with it? Nothing. He didn't look good. He's been looking good recently, but today, nothing. Just nothing was happening. And he keeps not getting the 1-timer on the power play. He got 1 attempt today, but why don't we just feed him more? Like, let him rip that shot. We've seen it work before. It can't be good for his confidence that he's not getting the chance to shoot that. We're still 4-4, but heading into this weekend, we have a back-to-back against Montreal and Edmonton. Montreal has been a very scary team so far. They are clicking quite well. And Edmonton, while they aren't doing too well, absolutely destroyed us last time out. If we lose both these games back-to-back, we drop to 4-6, and that's not a good spot to be. It's early, and you can dig yourself out of that hole, but that would be a 4-game losing streak. Philip Hedl might have been the glue. I don't know. They need to recalibrate. Hopefully going home will help them a little bit. It is the end of a road trip. They went 3-2 on the road trip. It was successful. They got to get some wins at home. They got to win these games because we're going right back out on the road again. I didn't expect Quinn Hughes to be a problem this year. So far, he's a big story about why we're 4-4 instead of being better. If he generates 1 goal today, we're tied, we're going to overtime. He's pointless in his past 2 games, and that's unheard of for Quinn Hughes. He doesn't do that. It's hard to imagine the power play being worse, especially worse than it was today. Failing a 5-on-3, going 0 for 5, and giving up a goal. I don't know if they can do worse than that, but knock on wood, hopefully they don't prove me wrong. We'll head back to Vancouver. We'll face Montreal on Saturday. Hopefully they can put together a good effort. That's going to be a big game just because it's Montreal. That's going to be a popular game to watch. We've played some good games against Montreal and Vancouver over the years. Maybe not last year, but that one where we won 6-5 in overtime after coming back from a 4-0 deficit, that sticks in my mind forever. Maybe we can pull out a performance like that again. It was gutsy. That's what we need right now. We just don't have enough guts. So that'll be it from me. This is probably a shorter video because I'm pissed off at both the loss and the fact I had to re-record this. Do you think we're screwed? How do you feel about the Canucks right now? I'm just going to keep making predictions because I feel like it's kind of fun. I was right the first time. I'm 1-2 now. I'm going to say Elias Pettersson scores, the defenseman, because he's been good so far. I feel like he's really the only player I don't have any complaints about so far this season. So I'm going to reward him by jinxing him, apparently. I think Elias Pettersson, though he hasn't been an offensive player so far this year, I think he directs one on net, and I think it gets through on Saturday. I believe in Elias Pettersson. Okay, that's going to be it. Goodbye.